But here's a ragdeer, seems like. How do you feel about this ragdeer? Seeing yourself in this dream world? What is this? Oh, are you still alive? Ragdeer, you came. They came while you were gone. Those knights. Who were they? The Knights of the Midnight Sun. Knights of the Midnight Sun. The pretty man. The locks of fair maiden. You know, you see right here, by the way. So this guy right here. The captain, he wanted what we brought from Vinland. I think I'm going to sleep now. Rest in peace. Hilde and Bjorn. Yes, I think he pronounced that now. I'm assuming it's like generic, you know, like general, like Scandinavian-ish Vikings is what they're supposed to sound like. I don't know how to do like a Viking accent. So yeah, this is the scene of the battlefield of the Midnight's, or rather the Night of the Midnight Sun and Aldegard also barking. It's funny how, like, because this is exactly the characters that are related, you know, in this particular scenario. I don't know, they don't say anything. I don't know if there's any particular like special dialogue with them, but this is exactly what motivated Ragdeer to go in the dungeons as well. A bunch of bodies. Woof woof woof. This can't be. Unforgivable. Unforgivable. Alright, so that implies that his wife and son, you know, were killed as well. Doesn't exactly put Lagarde in a very nice light, does it? Oh well, is there anything there? I got dried meat. Yay! Oh, fragment, ale. Also, I'm assuming these are also Knights of the Midnight Sun. Kind of looks like Dars, but I don't like the Dars though. It looks like different. I don't know. Same hairstyle, sort of, but I feel like they're different. Hard to tell from this, just the sprites though, I guess. Who's my favorite character so far? I don't know. I never really thought about that, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I guess Dars, sort of. Because it's just the character that I choose. But, I don't know. Let's see. Let me eat. Eat. But it's hard to, I don't know, I was just trying to think, like, it's hard to, like, base it on anything. I mean, just based on just the design, really. I don't know, it's like, it's not really a visual novel, this game, you know, so it's like, it's not really, like, there's not a lot of character development, really. Unless you see all the cutscenes. There is, like, special dialogue you can get from, like, particular, like, party member makeup, I guess. But the problem is that you can't really recruit all of them in one playthrough, so it's kind of hard to see it all in one run, really. Anyway, again, I don't want to waste, like, the stuff. I don't know, here, have some salami. Eat the salami, whatever. I'm gonna fill up the bellies before we're going in here. There's a reason for that. Because we're gonna meet a nice old granny, that's all. It's just grandma. Hey, grandma. First thing, I'm gonna do this. That's okay. And Lagarde. I mean, just attack the skin granny. That's all. Just, you know, it's just a skin granny. Just a granny, right? Don't worry about it. Oh, turns out you have to worry about it. All right, let's see here. I mean, I don't know the best strategy for this, really, but I think I'm just gonna, like, attack the arms. So Dars has an extra turn, by the way, so that's just her extra turn. Dars, you will attack that one. And Lagarde, you might as well use a leg sweep. I think this might work. I don't know. I mean, she has legs, so Lagarde, that should work. And do that. So get rid of all their limbs, basically. Leg sweep! Ayah! Boom! Alright. Now all their limbs are gone. I'm assuming now they can't do anything, really. Now we just wail on it. Up. Oop. And blop. And it's dead. Pretty scary monster, you know. I feel like if you let it like do its thing, I imagine it might be a tough fight. But I've never actually let it do its thing. I always just cut all the limbs before it does anything. Alright, so here's like a little cutscene of Darce and Lagarde as well. So we're kind of getting the idea of this dream sequence, kind of getting an idea of their backstory a little bit, you know. A little bit of more about their motivations as characters. They believe you're the one from the prophecies. Those ancient texts are but children's stories. Of course, that doesn't mean that I shouldn't use them to my advantage. But really, many things are scarily accurate in the prophecy. It talks about the fair-haired man, and the one who rivals gods in both power and beauty. The ultimate Bishonen. Huh. I thought all the other gods were ugly as hell. Don't tell me you buy that stuff too. Nelvin of the new gods is supposedly beautiful, just as Tormented One used to be. The texts also speak he who unites the warring states, not by the power of the golden staff, but the power of a dozen pitchforks. Well, all the kings hate me at this point, so that's one line I can agree with. I will strive to unify these lands, whether it's in the prophecies or not, no matter the cost. But I feel like I'm really close to achieving my goals. The last step is not clear. It's still shrouded in mist. I'm not certain if this is the path to achieve all this. What do you mean? You're just one step away from founding your own kingdom and becoming one of the most storied rulers of our time. You make a great ruler. I'm sure of it. The common people love you already. I'm sure of it, she says. What difference would it make anyway? History has shown us again and again that virtue and tranquility don't last. I need something lasting, something pure. I need to ascend above the kings and queens of our time. The last step is enshrouded in mist. It's waiting in the depths of darkness. Lagarde, I need to ask what this campaign in the north is all about. I don't quite understand the importance of gaining territory all the way out there. And frankly, I'm afraid that such a campaign could negatively affect your reputation. You know, you can get cancelled on social media. Thanks for your honest words, Darce. However, my mind is set. The campaign in the north is vital to my plans. There's something that belongs to me. Something that belongs to you? What are you talking about? I have to reach greater heights. This is the only way. Alright, so that kind of like sets off the, kind of like this, you know, plot of the game, sort of. As you learn, I don't know if I should have just like kind of explained everything now, but basically, yeah. Basically what happens is that Lagarde, kind of like this knight captain, right? The kind of raw, how do you say that? Kind of sparks the kind of like a peasant, you know, uprising, sort of. Not really. Well, I don't know. I guess not uprising. Rather, he's a mercenary company. So he's kind of like very popular and everything. I mean, if you ever read Berserk, I guess this is very similar to Griffith, but you can see why. But yeah, he's like very popular and everything. He wants to unify the entire kingdom and, you know, under his rule, as like, you know, it'd be great, right? Because I'm the best leader ever. I'm gonna do it. But then as it turns out, it's like he wants more than that. He wants more power. So that's why he went to Aldegard, slaughtered everybody, I guess, to obtain an artifact of power. But now then he ended up in the dungeons, you know, as we saw in the Darce backstory, you know, through her like little like introduction, was that the army lost the battle and then he was sent to the dungeon. So that kind of like motivated Darce to go save him. Ragvidir, obviously, from the aftermath, wanted revenge from the, decimation of his hometown. Kahara, which, again, we haven't really met, but, like, he was motivated for money, basically. Someone hired him to go to the dungeons to, get Lagarde. As, you would see if you go through his introduction. And Enki, for, I guess, some weird reason, also went to the dungeons because he started getting some visions as well that made him go here as well. As far as anyway, a bare-breasted new god appears before you. Good thing it's censored. Don't ban me, YouTube. Oh, new one. I must ask you a favor. Our time has come. This form of existence isn't the answer we were looking for. For mankind to break free, we need more. We need someone equal in size and stature to them. Nilvian, or Nilvin, or I guess Nilvin, not Nilvian, Nilvin, rubs her slightly swollen belly. Please, I ask of you, just get my child out of here. Take her to the heart of darkness. I would gladly give my soul to you if you would agree on those terms. I feel like I'd be confused at this point. I mean, I kind of know the reason, I know what she's asking and everything. In fact, we're going to pursue that probably in this playthrough. We're going to go through multiple outcomes. But yeah, what she's asking right now, I feel like wouldn't make sense if we, played the game like this normally. I don't know what she's asking. But there's no reason not to say no. Or rather, there's no reason not to say yes, rather. Double negative. So yeah, just agree. Whatever you say. Thank you. It's a good idea to say yes because you get the endless soul. If you say no, you just don't get it. You don't necessarily get soft locked, but it makes it like more annoying to get that soul because you need that soul in order to actually progress the game. This thing. There you go. So we did that. That's good. If Lagarde's like Griffith, we should be terrified. Well, again, if you know, you know. Anyway. Alright, so we got the Endless Soul, so that's great. Endless Soul is actually pretty useful. It has at least 2 skills now. Very good. I would like to have more Soul Stones, though. In order to, acquire more skills, we have to get more lesser souls in the first place. So we're gonna need that thing. So we're gonna, let's just save. Alright, so that's step 1, in conquering Mahabre, the city of the gods, was to do that. It's pretty simple. Just go to sleep. That's it. That's all you need to do. Let's save. Game. So. And then I guess we're gonna explore the city some more, is what we're gonna do. Let's see. What's the best way? I guess it would be... I don't know. I guess we'll see. How many coins do I have? This is relevant, but... This is a random question I have, but like... 38? I guess... Alright, we'll see. I guess we'll, yeah, we'll just do this real quick. Turn it back to the past, and we're gonna go this way. I actually never went here in the past. I wonder if... no one's here. I kind of missed that chest, by the way. You remember when we teleported? You can't actually get that chest anymore. So that's kind of like a bummer, but whatever. I mean, I don't imagine we're getting all that special anyway for the chest. It's all random. Also, what was that? I guess don't worry about it. Let's see. Left. Alright, from here, I guess... I mean, probably a good thing to do would be just to follow the shadows, I wonder what they're lining up for, We should probably follow them. Actually, let me interact with the door first. Light is sleeping between the doorway cracks, but the doors are sealed and won't budge. There are carvings that seem to depict gods entering the doorway, but a human being left outside. That's your interpretation, at least. There's also a shape of a king's crown on the door, suggesting a possible key. Right, so that's locked, obviously. You can't go in there yet. So we're going to explore the city some more. So that's kind of like our main goal, to get into that door, because it's locked. Also, this thing. Let's just fight it. I mean, we're pretty powerful, right? We can just take it down. Oh, hello, Leaf, by the way. What is it? You're looking for Pizza Tower music? Well, I don't know. This is the wrong stream if you're looking for Pizza Tower music. I don't know. This is a Fear and Hunger stream, okay? Anyway, I guess, I mean, the best thing we do against this, well, can it attack with its arms? I guess it can, so we're gonna get rid of its arms first. This is a strange creature. It has a embryo in its, like, you know, weird wound thing that kind of, like, pops out. We're gonna, like, kill it before it does any damage. Okay. Also, Lagar Ragnadir, they have, like, the worst phobias, by the way. You know? Because almost everything we fight, you know, teratophobia means, like, fear of monsters, so, like, everything. Erotophobia is fear of, like, you know, genitalia and sex and all. That's almost everything as well. So, like, they have the worst phobias. Anyway, phobias, as far as I know, as far as I remember, it gives you a debuff, you know, so it's like, it gives you less attack, I think. Less attack, you take more damage. It's not great. Let's see, Ancient Scrolls? I guess I'll use a look. We might get something good. So. You know? Get the scroll lockpicking! It's kind of useless. At this point, anyway, it's kind of useless. We're not going to use it or anything. I guess we might as well just put it on. I mean, as you can guess, it just gives you the ability to lockpick doors. But you can't really lockpick, like, unique doors, like special doors, like very special doors you can't lockpick. Basically just lockpick, like, normal doors. Which is not that useful, to be honest. It's kind of useless, but oh well. Because we can just knock down most doors anyway. We can, like, you know, we can just simply destroy the door instead. Ancient Scrolls. Well, we just got a lucky coin. Might as well use another one. There you go. Scroll of the Black Arts. What's that? Learn the secrets of the Black Orb. Oh, that sounds pretty useful, yeah. I never actually use it all that much, but I believe it just gives you Black Orb. The Black Orb, yeah, concentrated negative energy that can be hoarded your opponents. It costs 20 mine. I think it's pretty strong. There you go. So that's kind of like another offensive spell. Again, these guys are pretty simple. At this point, we're pretty strong, so we can just cut off their arms, and then... An alternative as well, actually, is to destroy the embryo. You know, if you let the embryo come out, then they start attacking you too, as it turns out. I don't know if it was the best idea, but we can just destroy it. Let's see if we can, like, DPS race it. I don't know. Let's see. Baby. Okay, we killed the baby. We killed the baby, we killed the mother. Amazing. You kill the legs as well? I mean, it's just morbid, I guess, but I just want to see what happens. Sometimes when you clear out the legs, enemies don't really... Well, I guess it doesn't matter, but... Sometimes enemies don't actually get off balance and doesn't do anything. Usually the strategy is to... Oh. Okay, what was it? The whole scene is part of the building's structure. Perhaps there's a large gap between the walls? No, I can't feel anything. Okay, that was weird. Anyway. I guess it doesn't do anything. Anyway. I was gonna say, oh yeah, normally you like, cut off the legs. Oh, Lagar tries to psych himself up. That's interesting. Because, okay, that's why. Because his mine is going low. Probably in that case, I'll probably use some wine. Here you go, have some wine. Because I haven't lighting the torch. Light the torch. 0 coins and ale. Sometimes, I don't know, I keep getting distracted, but sometimes when you cut off the legs of the enemy, it doesn't actually do anything, you know? I don't know, I can't remember where it was. I remember one of my first playthroughs, actually. I learned that, yeah, it's a good idea to cut off the legs. I think, yeah, it was a conversation with an NPCs that we didn't really get to talk to all that much, but I think it was Sir Seymour, actually. Whatever, right? Seymour? Seymour? I think he says that. So we never actually got a conversation with him about that. But one of the NPCs kind of mentions, kind of like a tutorial, where like it's a good idea to attack the legs first before you attack the head. Makes it easy to finish them off. But sometimes, you know, again, there's always exceptions, right? The game always throws curveballs at you, and it's like whatever you expect is actually doesn't work on this enemy. It's like, you know, you can only learn that by playing the game multiple times. And that's why it's kind of like considered kind of like a roguelike, you know? I think it's advertised as such. It's kind of like a roguelike game, you know? But it's not like a lot of modern roguelites. In the modern roguelites, it's kind of like every playthrough, you learn something, and also you get like an advantage, right? You get like some kind of benefit, right? Every time you start a new playthrough, depending on what you did during the playthrough. But in this game, not so much. There's no like carryover. There's no new game plus or anything. The only thing that carries over is knowledge, you know, like your player knowledge. But I don't know if that counts as roguelike, but I guess maybe. I guess maybe the original rogue, like literally the genre that's named after, maybe it was kind of like that. Anyway. Here's like a random bug-tie figurine, by the way. Human. I'm what they call a wizard. But I do not wear a pointy hat. How are you a wizard? I sell magical artifacts, even if they are precious to me. You have 57 coins. What are you trading for? Alright, so this is a very important NPC because they sell soul stones. They also have the sorcerer's stone. Again, this is, I don't know, I'm just embarrassed about my mistake, but like, technically, I mixed up the sorcerer's stone and the soul devourer necklace. In my head, they were the same thing. It was the sorcerer's stone was the accessory that heals your mind. And again, like, if you have this, you can kind of cheese the game, even though it's kind of tedious, but you can just equip it on your character, and, you know, you can, like, stall the battle, and you can just heal up whatever's, you know, status you want, like body or mind. But what I really want, though, is the soul stones. I'm going to buy 2, if possible. These are very limited, so I'd rather have as much as I can. I'm going to do that. What I could do as well, I could also... I mean, I've never actually done it, so... I guess we could just do it for fun on this playthrough. But I could buy an elixir of mind. This is important because it allows you to do something very specific. It's not really necessary. In fact, it's kind of detrimental to my playthrough to do so. Whatever. Just for fun. I'm just gonna buy it. Elixir of mind. No, not my torch. Alright, we're gonna continue on. Excuse. If anything, I probably should save my coins, buy more soul stones later, but oh well. Alright, so I'm on the left, continue onwards. More torches, that's good. Move on, and this thing. Let's say hi. Let's say hi to this thing. It has like a lot of limbs. And by the way, I've never actually really explained it all that much, but we're just gonna kill it, but some enemies do have special game overs. You know, as I mentioned before, this game does have extreme sexual content. I don't know how it is with the censorship mod, and it's already rare already in the original game, but sometimes if you lose to certain enemies, there is kind of like a special game over that, you know, let's just say is a little gross, you know, because it does involve, you know, let's just say limbs, and also this thing shoving its limbs up your, you know what? It's weird. That can happen. But obviously, we're not gonna let that happen. Again, I wonder how the censorship mod... I wonder if the censorship mod just, like, removes those scenes entirely. But, you know, those scenes are what, infamously, I guess, make the game kind of, like, for mature audiences only. Kind of makes it explicit, really, actually. There's a journey of a long-lost prisoner here. All I wanted was a resurrector. I loved her so, but now I'm but a prisoner waiting for my miserable end. But we'll once again meet. Join in the afterlife. The handwriting in the journal itself looks several hundred years old. Okay. Let's see. Go down here real quick, just for fun. Up to you. And typically figurine standing tall here. Human. I am what they call the Guardian. I was created to defend the city of my life. I am to look after this city until the king returns to this land. The king? Yes, the king will return one day. He is the one who created this city. Where'd he go? It is not my concern. I was just created to guard this city. Human, I am to grow up to become a warrior. I want to become the same as my big brother. I will watch over the city as a guardian one day. I will send idol guarding the gates of the eternity. Good luck, kid. I thank you, outsider. You know what? Actually, that's something I didn't realize. No, yeah, okay, this thing is the thing we saw before, actually. Again, time travel. Well, like, it's a weird time travel thing, but like, this kid, actually, I guess, these weird, like, figurine stuff, by the way, which I guess are kind of like artificial humans. As you can see, there's this guy, like, you know, just like, carrying a chest thing. This is the same figurine that we saw at the door, you know, that blocked us off, actually. I didn't realize that, to be honest. You know, it took several playthroughs for me to realize that. Anyway, I can talk to you. Can I have that chest, by the way? No? Human, sorry, I am busy. What are you doing? Work. That's the reason we were created. Who created you? God. They created us. Typo? Created us. But yeah, there's like artificial dolls that the gods have created, I guess. Homunculus, I want to say? I don't know if they're called that necessarily, though. They're called figurines. Human? This is a rare audience. Are you just a tourist, or are you here for trading? Who are you? Me? I'm what you call the chief. At least in current times, chief figurines come and go. Right. What is this place? You are and I am at the city of the gods, Mahabra. This is where the gods used to reside once upon a time. Where'd they go? I don't know. Do you? Do I? I don't know. What do you have for trading? I believe in knowledge and enlightenment. That is why I have this collection of books to pass my time. Well, I can't afford any of this, but basically these are just extra books you can buy, like recipes. I don't feel like it's all that worth it, to be honest. But like, it's funny how you have to buy recipes to like cook, you know, basically to use your like food and make it like blueberry pie or something. You have to buy like a very expensive recipe for some reason. I don't know. Can't we just learn that normally? Can we just Google it? Guess not. Fear is getting hold of me. I'm not paying attention to my mind. I'm running out of wine though. Maybe we should go back and get some more wine. You know, it's like... I guess that's some ale. I'll just use the normal stuff first. Oops, I didn't mean to use it twice. Damn it. Oh, whatever. Wasted it. Let's see. And also, I guess, I'll use dry meat. Eat up, guys. Also a torch. There you go. Let's see. I mean, I guess, well, I don't know. Let's just go here, I guess. Why not? So this is where all the shadow people were going towards. This book. There's an ancient text written here that you cannot understand. We're here anyway. You're created with towering figures. They're sitting idle next to huge dining tables. You get ominous vibes from them, but at the same time, there is a peaceful and still atmosphere filling the air. Welcome. You have earned 3 questions. Use them wisely. Ask anything you want to. What subject do you want to learn more about? So yeah, so here's like a Q&A session with the new gods, I guess. There's a lot of things you can ask, and it's not really asking. You really just like type a keyword and they tell you more about something. Obviously I can't go through all of them. You get 3 questions at most. I mean, you can save scum, I guess, if you want to. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know what would be like relevant, really. Let's say, I don't know. I'm just gonna, whatever comes to mind. Mahabra? I guess, how you like spell it? Let me just check how you spell Mahabra. Mahabra? Does this work, by the way? Or do I have to put like, I mean, not capital. Mahabra? Does that work, by the way? Mahabra. Mahabra. The city of the gods. Once we took over the city from the older gods, we decided to reside here. Still, some remnants of the older gods still linger in the city. Time and space do not follow the same rules here. The sun doesn't warm you, and death is not the same once you walk these streets. You have 2 questions left. Ask anything you want to. Amen. Alright, what about the new gods? New gods? Well, hopefully that works. I don't know. New gods. Ah, Okay, this is like okay, wasted the question. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's very picky about like what you type. I guess you got like this maybe new gods, like no capital, new gods. The older gods left us without answers in times of peril. For men to take matters in their own hands, we had to form. We are many as you can see, but we've taken a seat in the grand hall for now to let the new ones reign for their time. Right. There you go. Kind of wasted the question. Whatever. And like it's like a slight, you know, they're very picky about like how I capitalize letters. I don't like these new gods. But I got Book of Enlightenment. That's another like free save if you want to. Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can go back here anyway. You can pray again, but it doesn't do anything as far as I know. Pray doesn't do anything. So sad. Alrighty. So I don't know. What should we do now? I guess what I want to do is basically explore some more. We can go in here, I believe. In fact, let's see. Go in here, so we can explore over here as well. There's something right in here. Why? What is the secret? Why would it work? Also, weird eyeball thing following us. Find a torch. Worm juice. Also, sometimes, isn't it kind of like annoying, you know? There's like a thing in the corner, but you can't actually interact with it. You can't interact with stuff diagonally, you know? So why did you put it there, developer? Annoying. Anyway. Table is used for torture, blood stains, oceans, purple vial. Great. Doesn't catch your attention. A water tank is set here. You can see a creature floating inside. The creature lacks eyes. You can peer into the darkness inside its eye sockets. The darkness peers back at you. You feel shaken. Okay. Hopefully I didn't lose mine there. I don't know, just lose mine because of that? I'm not sure. I'm gonna look around. Also vial. Glass vials. Torch. Opium powder. Great. Also the black liquid, I guess. You can touch this black liquid you want to. You scoop it up for black vial. I don't think it's all that useful at the moment. I don't get use it for anything. Statue of an eerie being. You're not sure if it's human or not. No idea. There's some like babies eating their own mother. You know, that isn't that fun. Sure. Good thing they attack one at a time, though. If they attack both at the same time, it'd be kind of bad. Possibly, because at least one of them could get an attack off, I imagine. Bird's gonna kill them real quick, don't worry about it. Bye, weird monster babies. Nothing of value. Guts are hanging out. They're not organic, though. Written nose empty scroll. Oh lord, give soulstone. Right. So again, this is to give a hint of how we use the empty scrolls. There's a little thing that takes us back to the past. Sure. Might as well use it. I think there's a good reason to use it. I mean, like, well, might as well use this. Oh, nothing. Damn it. Is it always nothing there? I don't know. I like to use a, yeah, because there's a ritual circle here, which is great. Blood portal. I guess we can pray. I think we already got all the Sylvian stuff, so I don't think it matters. I don't know. Oh, just for fun, we're gonna pray a Sylvian again. For fun. It doesn't matter what we pray to, I think, at this point. It doesn't matter. This. Doing Hidoken. A lone figurine is left here. The pose of the figurine is puzzling. Why? It won't work. Investigate. Notice that many of the scratch marks are actually inside the tank, suggesting whatever was kept there didn't like its fate. You don't say. Alright, so there we go. We got a blood portal, which is great, because since we have a blood portal, we can basically just teleport to the tower anytime we want, and just kind of like refresh our resources if we want to, as well. So, yeah, basically it's just Very convenient. You know, everything is very convenient now. Is the thing. Let me see. How much souls do I have? 3 in total, right? I also have the endless soul. Well, I used the... No, I already used one. Yeah, so I only have 2, because I bought 2. Let's see. What I kind of want to do at this point... Because I know... I'm kind of metagaming a little bit, because I know what's coming up. So, what I'm probably going to do now is just actually head back, get some skills, most likely. That's probably what I do. So let's see. Entrance. So like here. Go here. I like to get some lesser souls. Since they're... Well, some dead bodies over here, so might as well just suck up their souls real quick. Already got their soul, maybe? Oop. Did I get this guy's soul already? Alright, I already did. Any souls I can get? Not in that toilet. There's no souls in that toilet. There's that elite guard, which I don't want to touch. Because he will kill me. Or at least, you know, damage me and stuff. I'd rather not have happen. There's this guy. I'm gonna suck up his soul. Don't worry about it. He doesn't need it, right? He's dead. You know, can you write that in your last will? I like, you know... I'd like for this person to inherit my soul, please. And I'm put it to good use. Alright, so use the hexen. So what I kind of want to do, now we have access to the endless path, as you can see. So we got the endless soul, we can actually use, or we can learn anyway, endless spells, or endless skills rather. I want to get the steel skill for a very specific reason. It's a very small reason, really. You'll see. So I'll get this real quick. So you imagine, you know, if you get steel like pretty early on, it's actually really useful because there's like certain things you get from steel. I mean, just like any RPG, really. On guard is very useful too. Should I get that first, or should I get the healing spell first? I'm not sure. I mean, each doesn't really matter too much, I guess. Healing whispers. Healing whispers is very good because it basically heals you. Infinite healing and whatnot. Because unlike loving whispers only heals one person. Healing whispers is like AoE healing, so it's more useful, you know, in the overworld where you can just heal multiple party members. I guess it's not super necessary. I'm gonna get on guard. On guard is useful as well because it allows you to do a special thing in the overworld. Well, obviously, steal is like you can steal stuff. Steal from the rich. Steal from the rich. Give it to yourself. And also on guard. Long combat experience is paired you per fights. Prepare when attack to gain advantage with shift. So that allows you to do this. Go like that. And I find that kind of useful. I mean, it's very useful early on. At this point, it's not that useful, but it's still pretty good. At least for the last few fights that we can like do. Yeah, here. If you do this while you fight an enemy, you gain an advantage, and that allows you to get, you know, extra attacks. Like a surprise round, basically, kind of like a backstab, you know, or whatever, before the battle starts, which is really good, right? Because then, if you just kill the enemy in one round, or like get rid of their limbs, then you reduces the damage that you take, or you can reduce it to 0, really, if you kill them right away. So that's why that is very good. You can't use it all the time, though. You can only use it in the overworld. So, for example, you fight bosses, sometimes it just doesn't work. You can't do that in the boss fights, like cutscene. But it's generally pretty useful. Back here. Alright. I guess, let's see here. I guess we'll explore this place. Which I don't know if I mentioned it already, but yeah, this is the Grand Library, by the way. It's a bunch of books. Isn't that great? Bunch of books. Look around. Light a torch. Tinder boxes. No, yeah, I feel like you have a lot of tinder boxes in this game. Only you run out of them. I guess you can, but you're more likely to run out of other stuff before you run out of tinder boxes. I don't have any lucky coins anymore, so we're just gonna try our luck. Oh, got another empty scroll. Well, that's very useful. Hope I don't die. I guess I could save right away, but I don't know. I feel like just to go back right away would be too early. I want to like explore some more before we do that. Hello, Dark Yard, by the way. Playing Fear and Hunger. That's what I'm doing. I guess we use the pipe. You know what? Actually, we have a bunch of stuff. I still have a bunch of stuff. I never use the pipe because it's just, I don't know, slightly tedious, I guess. But I can use tobacco and regular, have a smoke real quick, That basically heals up his mind a little bit. That's good. I do actually have a bunch of mind healing stuff. I just never use it because, I don't know, you have to go through an animation every time. So I just forget to use it because I'm like, I don't want to do that. It wastes like 2 seconds. I don't know. Natural doctrine. So kind of like lore stuff, basically. I mean, we can read it real quick as an enemy chases us. Don't worry about it. Let's see. There's natural doctrine. Sure, let's read that. These are my studies over the subject of creation of the artificial life form. Such ability transcends humanity and the limits mankind has set itself. During my time as a man walking amidst people, such studies were frowned upon. The other scholars would bring such topics as morality or ethics to the table. Who needs that? But I believe this to be the final pillar we must overcome in order to ascend to the true godhood, to be equals with the older gods, or even greater. The older gods have shown talent for creation of life since the beginning of time. The animated clay figurines that inhabit Mahabharata are a perfect example of this. They're just golems created for physical work. Without rest, they carry on their duties. Right? That confirms the figurines that we saw are created by the older gods. The older gods would then create life for different purposes, whenever necessary. All this, I believe, eventually led to the creation of the ultimate life form, the human being. This is the aim of my studies as well. I believe I understand enough to be able to achieve this. I must achieve this. To be truly self-sufficient, independent in the grand scheme of things, this is the key to the natural progression, where man finally overcomes his creator. Valtier. Right. Valtier is, I think it was mentioned, I don't know if it was mentioned or not, but basically one of the new gods. Basically. Anything else? Hey, I got this. Studies of Sylvian. We can learn about Sylvian for a little bit. Why not? Let's blur it out. Studies of Sylvian. Sylvian is the goddess of love, lust, and creation. She created men and women at the dawn of time. From the very first moment, she loved her children greatly. Over time, her love blossomed into a more obsessive form, and she would try to guide her children more and more. Once she realized her children would never be able to return the same amount of affection back to her, her love took a more twisted form. Sylvian would shape mankind more to her liking, and more into her own image with her gift to humanity. Love magic, otherwise known as flower magic. For a brief moment in ancient history, mankind fell into a craze of fleshly delights, a synchronized mass of naked bodies, pulsating, wasting their days in the throes of wild lust. There are still cults dedicated to Sylvian to this day, but many believe she left mankind behind long, long ago. Right. It's implied that the old gods have already left, like Rogaroth and Sylvian have already left, even though they were the original gods of this world. And what else? Wasn't there? Yeah, Almir as well. So this is all lore about the gods. Almir. His origin was a humble one. The seed of a false skull laid down in the Virgin Mother, a god. Walking amongst men, Almir would gather 12 apostles from his most trusted companions, and together they were to bring back the old world order. The kings and sultans of the time would not stand idle while a man of undeniable godlike posture came down to their golden city gates. Instead, they would capture Almir. The newborn god would be nailed onto a cross, arms spread wide, and be left for the crows to feast on. But Almir was to ascend. Arms still wide spread from the cross, he would soar, becoming the symbol we know today, turning his tortured posture to something greater. A symbol of hope and domination. Also, typo. A lot of typos. I thought this mod would fix typos. I guess not. Anyway, spent the 3 days and nights in the city of the gods. Mahabharata, he then returned to walk amongst men. With his mourning 11 apostles, he murdered the jealous kings and sultans, as was just. Very violent. Thus, he brought back the old world order. So yeah, he's basically Jesus. It's like literally that's just Jesus, though. Not even hiding the fact that that's just Jesus. But he's Jesus, but also kind of violent. No, he's freaking murdered a bunch of people as well. Anyway. To fight this thing, we have the advantage, which is great. If possible, we're just gonna like freaking kill it. As fast as we can. There you go. I'm gonna not let it do its thing. I think it has it's a mage basically, so it can do a lot of stuff. But rather it not do any of that. I refuse. This cannot be the limits of my mind. I refuse. Seems like someone is frustrated. Let's see. Flip the coin. Hopefully we get something. No. I always choose heads. I don't know. I mean, it really doesn't matter. Heads or tails, you know. I imagine it's 50-50. Unless there's something in the script where, like, for some reason, tails is, like, slightly higher chance. Which I feel like would not make any sense, but I think it's just 50-50, right? There you go. So I think I got all the books here. Guess we'll go down, I guess. Go down here. Fellowship, Chapter 2. Alright, Chapter 2. We got Chapter 1 yet. There'll be spoilers if we read Chapter 2. Scroll of the Highwaymen. What is that? Highwayman. Dashing and speed running. Yeah, yes, the power of, like, speed running Super Mario 64. Wahoo! Does that do anything, actually? I wonder. Because I think that's dash, right? I don't know. I might have wasted the scroll. I don't know if it matters. I think it only affect dash anyway. Like, only your main character, your playable character, can learn dash in the first place. I don't think it matters. I don't know. I guess you can. I imagine you can get that randomly as well, so you don't have to get dash in the beginning. But dash is very valuable. Like even now, it's just so good all the time, no matter where you are in the game. Natural Doctrine 2. Oh. And another empty scroll. I got very lucky. Over here. Studies and stuff. Same. Ready? Sure. You know, reading lore really is not great because it does reduce our mind slowly. Like time still ticks a little bit when you're reading stuff. Natural Doctrine 2. Right, so that's a continuation of his like little, I guess, essay. As my starting point, I decided to create a laborer class, similar to the clay figurines of ancient times. There's one clear flaw in the design of the clay figurines, however. They're seemingly internal beings. Only as they get damaged over time do they eventually perish. I do not believe my creations, my children, so to speak, should ever outlive me, their creator, their father. That's why I decided to create the life form from the various same fragile humans were created from, flesh. The silhouette of the form is very sturdy in order to carry. I got confused because the asterisk. I don't know why there's an asterisk there. But in order to carry out its working duties, I was able to combine existing materials into one being, and my life form had gone into shape already. The hairiness is a side product of mode. It doesn't serve any obvious purpose, but I suppose it could keep the form warm in colder climates as well. I was able to create this one rather easily, and there doesn't seem to be any immediate flaws in the design either. Before going forward with my studies, I decided to test different approaches as well. Besides organic matter, I decided to work on creating mechanical life. Mechanical structures are far simpler than those created from flesh, so the figurine was ready in just a few years. The figurine is not strong enough for physical labor, nor do I need another one for the same purpose, so I repurposed them for my pleasure. I achieved all of this in the matter of just a few years. I can only imagine when I'll be able to achieve the eternity I have before me. Mightier. Well, doesn't seem like things are so great, though. You know, I'm assuming that's in the past. Now, though, in present time, everything is kind of like dilapidated and everything. So, you know, again, very Dark Souls, kind of like a cycle, you know. He's very optimistic about like creating life and everything, but doesn't seem like it turned out so well. The torch. Look at this. Figurine is stuck in this pose. Rusting in the wear of time had its effects on the mannequin. So this is actually important, by the way. I actually did not figure out this puzzle very easily, but it is a puzzle. There's a sturdy ancient door here. The door is practically solid stone. There's no way of breaking it, right? So we want to get into that door. We gotta remember this real quick. You remember it's like time travel, so like hands behind head, yoga pose. You know, is what reminds me of, and also JoJo. You know, this looks like a JoJo pose. Hands behind head, yoga, and then JoJo. Gotta remember that. Memorize it. It's gonna be on the test. Torch. Flip another coin. It is an ancient book. Another ancient book. I don't want to read that right away. I'm frustrated. Is there no solution? So frustrated. I think I'll go see my mannequins. Right. I feel there's an implication here where, again, everything didn't turn out as great as he thought it would, you know? Alright, let's see here. Okay, so I think we looked at everything for now. Let's go over here. These statues. Statue of man that has features resembling people from Eastern sanctuaries. The man has an especially vile look in his face. You know what I'm saying? Statue of the new god, mightier the Enlightened One. Yes, so we did see them actually when we teleported, right? Using the passages of Mahabharata, one of the new gods. Also, this thing just like look kind of creepy. Statue with eerie beak. You're not sure if it's a human or not. You hear a slight hum as you look into the depths of its eyes. And it's getting hungry. Not being hungry. Have you tried just not being hungry, please? Yeah, you know what? Whatever. It's a bit of a waste, but again, we have infinite food anyway, practically speaking, so might as well just use it. Alright, so here's another thing we can do here, actually. It's not really something I figured out on my own, but you look at this map here, by the way, and these doors, right? There's like the door on the left, the right, there's one in the front. There's like weird thing over here. It's supposed to I guess supposed to represent this thing, and the whole like triangle shape is supposed to represent the grand library, right? You know, there's an entrance here, and there's an entrance on the left, and an entrance on the right. That's the idea, anyway. And supposedly it's, I think, around here somewhere. Where is it? Yeah, here. The tiling feels a little loose here, so this is the second treasure that you can get, I think. You find 70 silver coins. It's just a bunch of money. That's great. However, impressive. You actually found the treasure. I didn't know this ancient city existed down here. Never imagine the horrors and riches this place has in store. But I don't mean to stay down here any longer than I have to. So now, I'll be taking the treasure and returning to the sunlight. Right, okay. Well, this guy attacks you. You'll be mocked by death himself. Great. Well, we're gonna fight this guy. Reminds me, what was it? Marvelous Chester is what I want to say. Unless I'm mistaken, but it reminds me of that character in Dark Souls. I'm making 100 references to Dark Souls. It's my only, like, comparison, really. The game that's most, you know, that I know most of, anyways, Dark Souls. There's probably references to others, you know, other, like, titles, other pieces of media. Again, like, this game is heavily inspired by Berserk as well, I feel like. But anyway. Let's see. Well, what do we do? Well, he has legs, he has arm. I mean, he's just a human, right? So, we can probably do... Actually, I want to test this out. I never tried this, but supposedly the black orb, I think the black orb can just target anything. So what happens if we target the head? You know? What happens if we just do that real quick? I don't know. And just in case it doesn't hit, let's do a little leg sweep. And you will, yeah. Well, what I kind of want to do, I don't think it works, but if you like leg sweep, like destroy the legs, and then try to hit the head at the same time, it doesn't work. You have to wait until the game tells you that the enemy is off balance, so that's the only time. And while we're here, I guess we'll attack the arm. Oh. Okay, well, he's dead. Yay! That was easy. Yeah, I've never actually used the black orb in any of my playthroughs, but I've heard about it, and it's like, apparently you can just target the head with it. Because normally the head, for most enemies anyways, is hard to hit. Search him. You find Iron Mask, an orange vial, and map number 3. So there's a little extra little treasure map as well. I don't think it's worth it, actually. It doesn't really lead anywhere. I think that's used for like a special ending for a different character, particularly in hard mode, which I'm not even in hard mode anyway. It doesn't really matter. Like, that's really like a very specific thing you gotta do. It doesn't really reward you. It doesn't really reward like any other kind of playthrough. So we did get some loot though. We got the mask. That's great. Might as well put it on. This is actually very useful for fighting Chrome Mauler, actually. If you want to fight Chrome Mauler, you actually want to kill that guy early on and get the mask, because it prevents blindness. So one of the special spells that Chrome Mauler can do is blind you. You can imagine a lot of other RPGs getting blinded. Oh, that's not so bad, right? It's just an accuracy debuff. Well, in this game, if you get blinded, quite literally your character is blind, as in you can't see anything, as in the entire screen is black. So it's actually quite detrimental to get hit by that. Anyway, We need this. We need a smoke. And I have to be murdered a man. Let's try some tobacco. I feel like opium, I imagine, heals more. Yeah, but never mind the addictive effects. That I don't know if the game simulates that at all. I don't think it does. But yeah. Let's see. Also got orange vial. What does that do again? I have no idea. Does that? I think it gives you a buff, right? I think we got something like that before. Maybe not. I don't know. A vial full of orange liquid. Just smell liquid gets your adrenaline running. Yeah. I think it gives you some kind of buff. Maybe agility, I'm guessing. It's got a green vial as well. Green vial gives you heightened senses. This gives you adrenaline running. Ah, this is like very vague descriptions. I don't know if it means anything. I think it gives you a speed buff, if I had to guess. Anyway, so yeah. And by the way, the treasure chests, they only work in the present. So you have to like, you have to like go here and then activate the cube and then go here and do that. You can't do it in the past, I guess. Because I guess the treasures haven't been buried yet, That's how it works. Down. Alright, so let's get back up actually. For two reasons. So I mentioned how the puzzle, how it works and everything. So I gotta memorize that. And for good reason. So let's go, I guess, over here. This is also a refresher for me as well, because I don't really remember it exactly. But you gotta look at this doll too. A lone figurine is left here. The puzzle figurine is puzzling. You notice how it's doing, I guess, the JoJo pose, right? It's doing the JoJo pose. Now remember that. Doing little JoJo pose. And this one is doing... Yeah, this one is doing the Hadouken pose. I don't know. That's how I remember it anyway. So you gotta memorize that. Alright. And real quick, since we can, might as well save. Might as well save the game. Save. And since we saved, I remember we got an ancient book, right? We might as well use this again. Is there like another spell we can learn? I think there's actually at least one more spell we can learn, right? So we might as well use it. Just for fun. Okay, can skip all this. And just test our luck. Yeah, we all did it. The book is summoning powers exceed your understanding. Your brain is really big. You learn Blood Golem. Amazing. And then the book crumbles. There's no warranty on that book. But let's see. So Blood Golem, also something I never really used. I guess it's Greater Blood Golem because of the Greater Blood magic. But Blood Golem, yeah, summons a golem to fight by your side temporarily. And the greater one is, I guess, just better. It's just better, I guess. So basically, it's like a temporary party member, which is actually great. You can actually use that as like an extra meat shield if you wanted to. Sometimes I actually don't want to waste a turn doing that, though. But I guess it might be worth it in boss fights. There you go. Let's see. So, alright, well, we're ready. Let's see. We're ready to fight, I think, the next boss over here. Library. Over here. Again, I feel like most of the games, like, scariness, I guess, is kind of like not that scary anymore since I'm a bit OP right now. I really, yeah, you don't really get OP that easily though. I definitely remember a lot of my like previous runs was all about just learning what to do and how to do stuff. And definitely didn't learn all of it on my own as well. I had to look up some stuff as well, but yeah, it's not easy. Oh, I forgot. Oh yeah, before we go here, actually, I went here without thinking. We actually want to go back to the past. Go down here. So if you go back down here, you notice, actually, all the mannequins are here, actually, and they're doing different poses. The door is still locked, however, as you can see, so you need to do something with these statues, right? There's a row of eerie figurines set here in various poses. There also seems to be a mechanism connected to the mannequins. Mechanism, right, you can change their poses. So what was it? So you remember the three figurines. There's hand on head. There was the yoga pose, right? Yoga. God, I'm reminded of, I don't know, Street Fighter, right? Yoga flame. There was also, I can't remember. So You have to do a bit of guesswork, I feel like, but there's only 2 left. There's one mannequin doing a JoJo pose, already doing a JoJo pose, I guess. I guess it would be... Let's see. What was it? It's Hidoken and JoJo, but that doesn't work. I guess maybe put this in JoJo, and then make this do the Hidoken. That's how I remember it, by the way. I don't know, I have dumb names to all the different poses, but that's how I remember it. So I was like, yeah, hand behind head, yoga pose, JoJo, and Hidoken. You know, that's the password. Anyway, opens the door. Now we can go in. Great. Oh, and this guy's here. Ooh, alright. Jumps off. A man just jumped down to the darkness. I wonder why. Not a torch. Not a torch on. Some bookshelves. You know, despite how many bookshelves there are, actually, there isn't a lot of like places where you can get more books, it seems like. As you take a look down to the darkness, it almost looks like you see a giant shape floating towards you. That's not good. Bunch of books. You can't find anything without collapsing the book piles, right? Despite how many books there are, you can't really do much. Natural doctrine, already got that. Whatever awaits you down all these ladders feels enormous, omnipresent even. Sylvian, store. Really shiny here though. It is a soulstone, so that's good. Okay, flip a coin here. Come on, give me super awesome Kamehameha attack. No, I don't think that exists, by the way. There's no like super, I don't know, Dragon Ball Z attack in this game. Just below these ladders. Alright, go we fight. And it's a giant head with a like exposed brain. Great. Amazing. In fact, I should have changed some stuff actually. Swapped off some my equipment. But oh well. Because you imagine you're fighting a mage. Anyway, so I don't know, what's the best thing we can do? Well, let's see. You know, something we can do actually. Something interesting we can do actually is actually talk to this guy. Fun, I guess. Let's talk. Oh, actually we can steal first. Or should I steal or should I attack first? I think the best thing we can do right now... Actually, is to attack. Yeah, we should attack first. I think the strategy here, by the way, is that the brains do special attacks, you know, depending which brain it is. So I think we should attack the right brain first? If I remember correctly, we should do that first. We have to make sure that's down first before anything else. Before we do anything, we need to freaking get this guy a lobotomy, you know? Yeah, okay, there you go. And basically that's good. Also, there's a third one. You know, that's insert, by the way. Okay, now we can... Yeah, we want to steal first, actually. We can steal. Like, I want to steal. That's what we can do. I guess we'll get rid of the left brain next. The reason why we want to steal, the reason why I got that steal is to get those 2 soul stones. Again, soul stones are kind of limited, so you want to get as much as you can. Ow. Headbutt. Owie. Alright. And that's basically it. Now we can just do whatever we want. We can... a funny thing you do is actually talk. That was the best option. We can talk. Do you want to get rid of that third eye? Probably. Do we attack the third eye first or the brain? Actually, we'll attack the third eye, actually. We can talk. You try talking some sense of the God of Enlightenment. Well, Tia, the enlightened one, doesn't react to your words, but a stream of ideas, concepts, and questions fill your head. You hear a question. The character who walks among men, called the Pocket Cat, is he the servant of which older god? That's a good question. I feel like we never actually seen the answer to that anywhere. I think it's really hard to find that answer, but I kind of know, because, you know, I delve deep into the lore of this game. But yeah, he asks you a trivia question, and you gotta answer it. So it's like, I don't understand. Grogorov, Sylvian, Almir, the new god, or the trickster moon god? You know, actually, I don't know, this might be a spoiler, actually, in a way. But actually, the answer is the trickster moon god. You know, he doesn't serve any of these gods, actually. He actually serves the moon god. I only know this because, again, I did, like, go into the lore of this game. I feel like if I went in this blind, definitely I wouldn't really know the answer to that. But I guess I'm just cheating. Oh well. Talk again for fun. Get rid of his brain, by the way. Sure, let's go. Let's do another trivia question. Here a question. We, the new gods, while still walking among men, are fellowship. When do we embark on a journey to ascension? I think, well, in the year 809, 1545, 1876, 0, or before the counting of time. Well, the year 0, I believe, is when Almir, was born. Again, there's a Jesus thing, Jesus parallel. 1545 is too early. 1545 is just like literally almost present time, actually. I don't know the exact year, but the 1500s, 16th century. It's the general setting, of this medieval fantasy game. So it's either 809, 876. I think it's 809. And this is something you don't learn. I guess, again, we didn't get the books for it. So it's funny how, that again, the lore is randomized. The lore is personalized to your copy, in a way. At least for each playthrough. But you don't actually learn that, I believe, unless you get the lore for it, the lore book. I don't think we got it, yeah. But basically, yeah, the new gods used to be the fellowship. Just to explain it, I guess. The new gods used to be the fellowship. They used to be just people, basically, just a bunch of humans that went around, they did some awesome stuff, and eventually they ascended, right? They went to the city of the gods, and they ascended and became the new gods. That's why they're called the new gods, right? They took over. But now he's dead, Became a giant head, we lobotomized them, and then now he's dead. So whatever, How strong can these new gods be? But anyway, the head of the Vatia, the Enlightened One, falls down the darkness where it once rose. Millennia of wisdom and knowledge that is too much for a normal person to bear passes through your head. You only get glimpses of what is waiting for you on the other side, but this information stream is too much for your mind to handle. Your head hurts a little, but that doesn't matter as you can clearly feel how something greater has started to change. The cogs of fear and hunger have just begun to rotate on a larger scale. That'll drop. Get Enlightened Soul! There you go. So that's another soul. Just like the Endless Soul, the Enlightened Soul is what you need to progress, for one. And also, allows you to learn some skills in the Enlightened Skills tree. But I don't think we really need any, actually. The only other spell we can get, or the only other skill we can get from the Enlightened skill tree is, I believe, Counter Magic, which is not that useful. We don't really need it for anything. So, I think that's... There you go. I guess a little Easter egg as well. I mean, this is something I actually learned recently. On my own. Unlike a previous playthrough as well. I just want to show real quick. Is that you can actually go back to the past. If you again, time travel shenanigans. You open it up in the past, or rather the present, rather. You open it in the past, and the door here is actually open again. Because you technically opened it in the past. And you can actually go down here. And he's like, hey, what's up? You good? I guess not. It's all pointless. Mankind has no hope. There's no way to break these chains. The worst part is I don't even know if the gods exist. Well, turns out he gave in to despair. We beat up his big head mode. And, it's a very long rope. Anyway. Alright. So we did that. We got 2 souls out of 4. We technically have killed. We have killed, I wonder what we killed. Rather, well, technically, Nilvin, we didn't actually kill her or anything. But you just willingly gave us her soul, technically, so. But overall, though, we got 2 souls out of 4. Because there's 4 gods in total, at least 4 new gods, as we saw before, actually, when we teleported here through the book. Let's go back here. I think it's a good time to save. Save the game. Take a good rest before we slay some more gods, real quick. That's all, right? Easy.